Glad to have us here. So if you are just joining our live stream for the first time, do well to like the live session, subscribe to this channel, and let's make much more progress together. We're talking about relationships yesterday, and then a few days back, we also talked about wealth and abundance, financial abundance. And I made a statement so profound. I said, money is the least of your endowments. The euros or pounds or dollars either fiat currency or cryptocurrency. In whatever way that value is stored up, money is the least of your endowments. And that's why you should not pursue money for the sake of money itself. Your quest for financial abundance should go beyond the purpose of money itself. You cannot have a quest to be financially free or to be wealthy financially, and then you are just wealthy financially for the sake of being wealthy financially. Money is the least of your endowments, and as such, every time you work for money, every time money works for you, whatever the case, and every time you seek to enlarge your purse, and every time you seek to increase your income, know that you are not seeking money for the purpose of money in itself. Your pursuit or your quest for financial abundance should be tied to a higher purpose. The world is dark and empty if you seek money for the purpose of money itself. No, money should serve a bigger purpose. Money should serve a greater purpose. So have you found the purpose for which the money in your hands should serve? Yes. Have you found the purpose the money in your hands should serve? The world will be empty after all of your achievements. You may amass wealth in cash and kind of all sorts from different continents, but if you do not attach money to a greater purpose, life is but an empty and a lonely path. You don't want to seek money for the sake of money in itself. Yes. You don't want to seek money for the sake of money in itself. You want to attach your quest of money to a higher purpose. Yes. And this is what it means to be a man on a mission. This is what it means to be a purposeful man, because there is a purpose for which you have been created. There is a purpose for which you have been framed. You must discover it. Now, I often know and I teach that purpose cannot be created. You don't, by reason of the fact that if you believe, of course, there may be persons here who don't share the same belief. That does not exclude you from this community. You are welcome, and with time, we'll share knowledge and we'll touch around these subjects. But if you truly believe in the existence of God, you should know that your purpose was crafted by the one who made you. if you believe that God is creator and possessor of heaven and earth, if you believe that He made you, if you believe that He framed you, you would be able to understand that your purpose should not be created. Your purpose should be discovered, because He that framed you, He that manufactured you, in quotes, right? He that created you for a particular purpose. There is no manufacturer who creates a product without a purpose in mind. A car was the product of a car manufacturing company, and it had a purpose for which it was created. The primary of which is mobility. Mobility, right? Mobility. So the primary purpose of a car, amongst many, many, many other things engrafted into it, is mobility. If you do not understand the purpose for which that car was created, you would abuse it. Same with anything in this world. Any substance, any matter in this world that was framed by the hands of man, they were manufactured to serve a purpose. The clothes I'm wearing, for instance, they are serving their purpose, right? They are serving their purpose, right? The clothes I'm putting on currently, they are serving their purpose. So everything is tied to purpose in life, and nothing around you should be purposeless, including your money. Your money should be tied to a greater purpose. That's why in my pursuit or in my desire to be wealthy, to have much finances, I have a greater purpose beyond the money in itself. And that's what makes life truly worth living. You are not living for paper currency, for coins, either cryptocurrency or fiat currency. No, you are not just living for these things. You are living to serve a greater purpose, and money would only be your servant to see that the fulfillment of these purposes are better carried out, to see that these purposes are met. Money would be a good servant. I said it here in one of the live streams that money would make a good servant, but money would make a bad master. So never allow money control you. Never allow money become your servant. Never allow money become your master. Because if you allow money to become your master, it would make a very bad master. But if you put money in its proper place and bring it under control to serve a greater purpose, it will be a good servant. So money would make a good servant, but would make a bad master. Don't allow money become your master. Always put it in its proper place and let it serve the greater purposes for which you live. Yes. So money is a tool in your hands to serve a greater purpose. I don't seek money for the purpose of money in itself. I seek money so that it can serve a greater purpose, the very purpose for which I have been created by God. I need us to understand these things, all right? I need us to understand these things, okay? Yeah. I need us to understand these things. That is when truly your life and your existence would make sense. That is when truly your life would make sense. Every coin, every dollar, every pound, every euros, every Ghana cedis, every Nigerian naira, for those in Africa, every rupee, every dirhams. Is it dirhams or dirhams now? That's for those in Dubai, the United Arab Emirates, right? Would serve a greater purpose when you understand that life is bigger than money. Money should only serve a higher purpose. Put money in its right place, and you will see loads and loads of it gravitate to your direction. Yes, I attract money. I don't run after money. It's an understanding. It's a consciousness. It's knowledge. I attract money. I don't run after it, because money is my servant and it must serve the purposes for which I want it to serve. Yes, I'm a man of purpose. So everything with me, everything around me must serve that purpose for which I've been created, including my money, right? Including my money. Okay. So, that being said, I welcome every one of us to this live stream. We have a great while to go. Yet, you're welcome. Just drop a like. Drop a like. I love you. You're welcome, each and every one of you, including USAZV that said I'm stupid. I love you. You're very welcome on the live stream, okay? You're welcome. Tiki Aviation, you're welcome. You're very much welcome, all right? So you guys are welcome on this live stream. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you've not done so, and let me see your comments in the chat session, in the live chat, okay? You're welcome. You're welcome. So what is this thing about money serving a greater purpose? It is because in the actual sense, if not for the way this world and this realm has been broken, why should so much value be attached on paper? Why should so much value be attached on a metal coin? Why should so much value be attached on a cyber coin, a cryptocurrency? It is because of how much this realm, this three-dimensional realm, has been broken. And then man has been made to see that he should live. Of course, man has been deceived to feel that he should live all his life trying to make more of these cyber coins or paper currencies or metal coins. And that the more he makes them, the more he gains influence, the more he becomes valuable in society, the more he becomes influential, the more he becomes a man of high standing in society. But I'm a man of high standing and I'm an honorable man in society, not by reason of how much is in my purse, but by reason of the value that breaks out from the inside of me. My value is much more than money. Money only serves my purposes. There is a higher purpose for which I live. And if you've not yet discovered that purpose, I implore you, my brothers, my friends, my sisters, every single one on this life, I implore you to begin to find that purpose. Begin to find that purpose. There's a true meaning to life beyond the pursuit of paper currencies and metal coins and cryptocurrencies and every kind of currency. There's a true meaning to life beyond it. And that's why these currencies should serve a higher purpose. You shouldn't live all your life pursuing money at the expense of losing your purpose in life, at the expense of losing your own soul to its vanity. No. In as much as I want to gain more of these coins, more of these resources in my purse, I know they will only serve the higher purpose for which I live. So I don't seek money for money itself. That would be foolish. The reason why I would have more and more money is because that money would be my servant to serve the greater purpose for which I live. Do you understand? Yes. Do you understand? It's a consciousness. It's an identity consciousness. I'm self-aware and I know that I was created to serve a very great purpose. And so everything around me, including my money, my resources, would serve that purpose. So money is not to control me, and never will I allow it to control me. It must be put in its proper place. Because as a master, money is a bad master. But as a servant, money is a good servant. It would always serve your purposes when you put it under in its rightful place. All right. These are wisdoms that we must become well acquainted with and, receive in our hearts. Be a man of purpose and let everything around you, including your money, including your financial possessions, let everything around you serve your purpose. Don't live life. It will be an empty life. Imagine you are just living life just to amass more and more coin, more and more currency, paper currencies, coins, metal coins, cyber cryptocurrencies. Life would be so empty if you are just living your life and you can't see beyond it. So if you get all the money, what next? What next? What next? If all you were pursuing is the money for the money itself, Life would make no sense when you've gotten all of it or you've gotten an abundance of it. Life will become dry and empty because the soul is never satisfied. If you get all of it, you'd be like, what next? I've gotten it so. And if that money in your heart does not serve a greater purpose, it would make no sense even if you have tons and tons and tons of it. It would make no sense. So was it worth it pursuing this money and losing so much to it? And yet the money does not serve a greater purpose under me. Do not seek money for money itself. Let it serve a greater purpose. Let it serve a greater purpose. You would see that the energy for which you work for money or you allow money work for you would even change. It would be refined. Yes, it would be the same venture but a different consciousness. So there is a difference between me and I see many of such persons around me. The way they are so materialistic, I know these ones. The only thing that will give them joy in their life is the coins that they have in their purse, the currency they have in their possession. That's the only thing that can give them joy. So when they have an abundance of it and they see that, well, life is this empty, they'll be frustrated. But I've learned to see beyond the acquiring and the accumulation of material things. In as much as I preach financial literacy, I am big, so big on wealth creation, financial abundance, and all of that. But the reason why I will preach and teach and talk about financial abundance and wealth creation till tomorrow is because I believe that wealth in my hands should serve a greater purpose. It should serve a greater purpose. Yes. I believe it should serve a greater purpose, okay? I believe it should serve a greater purpose. Yeah. Don't live your life just to pursue this paper. The world has placed so much value on it, I know. But this world is a broken world. And the things that are truly valuable, they are not the paper currency or the coins you have in your possession. True value is that which finds expression from your inside. So I won't count you valuable by the number or the amount of resources you have monetarily or financially. I will count you valuable based on the substances of your mind, the substances of your soul. A man's life does not consist in the abundance of things which he has. The value, the true worth of a man is not his purse. The true worth of a man is the fine substance of his soul. That is where true value breaks out from. It breaks out from within you. True value breaks out from within you. Yes. True value breaks out from within you. I speak from my heart. And I speak that someone may hear and learn and listen. Don't attach so much value to the purse, to your purse. Your purse should rather serve your purposes. And every time you get money in your purse, seek to serve the purpose for which you were created with it. And also seek to come into greater knowledge so that you can harness what has been placed on the inside of you. And that's why I use money to buy a lot of things. I use money to buy time. I use money to seek knowledge. I use money to achieve a lot of things because I know money is only my servant and it will serve my purposes and not the other way around. Not the other way around. I won't allow it become my master. I won't allow it lord over me. I put it in its right place. And it is with this consciousness I will get more of it again and again and again. Now, I've shown you two broad categories of people. People who pursue money for the sake of money in itself. And people who have financial intelligence and they work for money or allow money work for them, not for the sake of money in itself, but for the sake of a higher purpose they believe they were created to fulfill. Is somebody getting me now? If you are listening and you can understand me, just drop a like on this live session and subscribe to this channel if you've not done so. All right? And let me hear your opinion on this in the chat session. If you have any questions as touching this thing too, I would have words with you. Break open those questions. All right? Let me see them in the chat session. I love you. You are very much welcome here. Your suggestions, observations, questions, areas of concern, you are very free to hear it in the chat session. Okay? Don't seek money for the sake of money in itself. Seek money to fulfill a higher purpose. That's when truly you would experience the beauty of life. Because if you seek money for the sake of money in itself, when you get the money, life would look so hollow, so empty. It would look so lonely, so hollow, and so empty. And that's why people that sought money for the sake of money in itself, they end up becoming very frustrated people. They end up becoming very frustrated people. They sink into depression and they become so frustrated. So is this it? Is this what I've been using all my life to accomplish, and yet I get it and I'm never truly satisfied? The abundance of money does not bring satisfaction. What will bring true satisfaction is the purpose for which you live. And so money would be pleasurable when you employ that same money to fulfill the purposes for which you live. I have spoken. And I want us to take these things to heart. I want us to take these things to heart. Yes. That being said, I bring this live session to a close. But before that, we are going to perform our 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes of meditation. All right. And I said the reason why I would want you to listen to this live if you are just joining. We'll soon be done in a matter of 10 minutes. But if you are just joining, please listen to it again. I said a lot of things that flowed from my heart and you don't want to miss it. I said a lot. I spoke from my heart and I spoke deep words of wisdom. So for the next 5 to 10 minutes before we round up this live session, we're going to perform our customary time of meditation. And I meditate to publicly encourage the practice of meditation because I believe in its profit in the soul of man. So let's be about our business. Let's spend the next 5 to 10 minutes engaging in mindful meditation. All right, family. We've just completed the practice of meditation for the time allotted. This is to encourage the public practice of meditation. So give yourself to meditating daily, on a daily basis. Let not day pass that you do not sit down to reflect, to look inwards, and to draw wisdom from the inside of you. Of course, wisdom that has been planted there by your source, the Almighty God. Let's come to this live section's close already. See you tomorrow, guys. And if you just joined in, do well to like this live session, subscribe to this channel, and watch the replay of the live. As I go off now, watch the replay. There were deep words of wisdom I shared today that flowed from my very heart. Watch the replay, all right? You're welcome.